Hi, and welcome to the Hungry Gizmo channel. Today, I'm going to be attempting to beat the YouTube algorithm. For those that don't know, YouTube uses an algorithm to help promote videos. No one actually knows what the algorithm is, but we have a lot of good guesses of how it works and how to game the system. I can share a little bit about my opinion in this video, and I'll just be talking. The point of this video is I'm going to be attempting to make a video for the first time that's 10 minutes long. And that's going to be a little difficult because for a lot of you who have watched this channel, most of my videos are under 2 minutes, under 1 minute, and sometimes even 30 seconds. That means I put a lot of editing into it. That means the voice that I talk with gets heavily edited. I take out any stuttering, any blank spaces in the audio, and I try to make the videos as quick and as short as possible because I think that's what's the most entertaining. And I think that generally you guys like to watch these quick videos. At least I do myself, because when I watch a video on YouTube, I usually, if it's 10 minutes long, 20 minutes long, I'll be clicking around and seeing, okay, what part of the video is interesting and where can I find it. It's very difficult to sit down with as much content as there is out on the web, to sit down for 10-20 minutes and watch some guy talk. And if you're watching me talk for the next 10 minutes, well, congratulations, because I probably couldn't sit around and listen to myself for 10 minutes. Anyway, if you are new to this channel, if it's the first time that you're coming here, maybe I should go ahead and play a trailer. And if I'm playing a trailer, I guess I'll put it on right now.
Welcome to the Hungry Gizmo channel.
We've got technology help, stop motion animation, survival tips, and hunting guides. Are you stressed? Is your computer stressed? Why not meditate? Not getting that Wi-Fi signal you want? Amplify it with your washing machine. Unemployed? Out the job? Let me teach you
How to be a professional hacker in 6 easy steps.
Are you afraid of the Internet of Things? Well, things are about to get even scarier. You having fun with your new Android phone? Marshmallow, Toffee, Kit Kat? And while you're at it, why not do the absolute cheapest laptop upgrade available this year? For those that have a kind heart,
Let me show you what it's like. Take in an abandoned server.
what about water cooling on the cheap? Yeah, we got you covered. And while we're at it, why not learn something about Finland? What the heck do we do with our bananas and eggs when we go to the sauna?
Oh, so the funny videos aren't your thing. We've got educational content. But enough about that.
Where has the fiber gone? How to troubleshoot Wi-Fi? How to exit Windows once and for all? Chicken and potato dinner? Ferrets, ferrets, ferrets. So if you're not interested now, get interested, because we're going to be producing the absolute best videos you've seen on the web. So why don't you subscribe immediately?
And yeah, so you get the idea of what this channel's about. I just added, if I do add the trailer, I guess I just added a few minutes. The issue is when you're talking like this, you don't remember what you've said or what you're going to say. This is like, as I've said many times, this channel has always been experimental. It's something I'm always playing around with. The content will slowly shift around. I never know in what direction. Of course, it's always helpful if the people watching these videos leave feedback. In my criticism of this YouTube algorithm, because a lot of people are going to criticize it, is that a lot of times it doesn't always value creativity. It values, at least I think, sometimes it values the people who meet this criteria. Now, in defense of YouTube, YouTube is a business. And their main goal is to get viewers to stick around to watch ads. And the best way to do that is to get engaging channels that bring people back. A lot of times, that means that a lot of, you'll notice this, and you'll actually notice this in this current video, that there's a big attempt at making the videos reach that 10-minute mark. And sometimes you get a lot of empty dialogue. And this entire video is empty dialogue. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's something interesting in there. Maybe there's a valid criticism that I'm making. But I'm a small channel. Not much to talk about. Well, maybe there's a lot to talk about. But this video is just me going on, rambling, until I can reach that mark. Because hopefully, when I reach that mark, I'll get, 1 million, 5 million, 5 billion views, whatever. Now, in the past, I have made one video that was 15 minutes long, and that was my video on haptics, or the sense of touch. That didn't take off. So I'm getting the feeling that a lot of times there's a little bit more to this algorithm that everybody keeps on talking about and everybody keeps on blaming. Now, a lot of the bigger channels, you've noticed, at least in the past few months, have been talking about the change in the algorithm. And YouTube, you can find videos online where they admit that they might change the algorithm many times a year, because they're in the business of trying to get you to watch content that you want to return to YouTube for. For them, they don't really, and I would have to think this so, they don't want to protect individual channels, even if they're big or small. That's not their business. They want channels that are engaging to the users, and they want people to come back. Now, that's all just speculation. I mean, I could be making stuff up. I'm just talking whatever comes in my mindset. Now we're at the 5-minute point, and I'm starting to gain a respect for these people who can blab on for 10 minutes and get even some of their content cut out to fit 10 minutes, because honestly, it's really hard to talk nonstop, and I still have 5 minutes to go, and I think I've already made my point. Maybe if I had a few relevant keywords, I was thinking about adding trending keywords, but the real problem with that is that, as far as we know, if somebody clicks on my video and it's not what they want to watch and they leave, then it's a bad mark on me. Yeah. And like I said, I'm not going to be editing this audio much. I will be filtering it for background noise, but I'm not going to go in and I'm not going to be, doing the usual where I'll nitpick. Sometimes I'll say the same thing or a sentence, 2 or 3 times until I get it the way I want it to sound. So you get a very fluid video. You get a very, what I think is a somewhat entertaining video. This is, like I said, I'll say it 100 times. This is a very small channel with a small audience, but I know that some of you really do seem to enjoy the content, and for that reason, I do plan on creating more content. And if this video bores you, it bores you. But in a way, it's also my criticism to YouTube that making a longer video is not always good. And I think they do realize that, and who knows that. Now, if someone sticks around and they're like, oh, we like listening to this guy blab on about whatever he's blabbing on about, well, good for you. And the thing is, I don't actually plan to make this a regular thing, because I don't feel like the channel I've been creating is the channel type to go on rants and to talk loud. Of course, I do share my criticisms of things that, I like or I dislike, whatever that might be. So yeah, there is that. For the future of this channel, a lot of you might be curious. That all depends on the rate of growth. One of the things that I do want to do is to get more involved with hardware, to get more involved with interesting builds, system builds, computer builds, just do some wacky stuff. Not the typical, oh, let's put a computer in a case. Well, let's put a computer, I don't know, on a fan, on a desk, on a who knows what. But of course, that takes income, that takes money, that takes a little bit more than what we're currently at. So that might be something to look forward to. Otherwise, as frequently as I can upload, I will be putting out the content that you're used to. The little jokes, the whatever it might be. Soon enough, I'm not sure if I'm uploading it before this video or after this video, a little commentary on backdoors, on software, computer backdoors, in the security world. basically ways for others to get into your messages and into your computers, of course, in a little funny way. I try to make the content accessible to as many of you out there as possible, because I know that not all of you are going to be, security or computer experts, but it does come from that base, So generally what happens is I'll read something in the news, or I'll just be browsing along and there'll be something interesting, or some commentary, or something about hardware, and I'll be like, what little thing can I do with that? And it'll look stupid, it'll be funny, and who knows. I don't expect fast growth, and I'm quite content as it stands. At this point, I'm able to communicate with you, the audience. I'm able to answer just about every comment that you put out there. And I think that's a nice thing to have at this point. And we'll see if I can keep that up. I have enjoyed answering the video questions. So if anyone has more video questions, I'm willing to take that on. And I don't know if there's much to add to the video. At this point, I have hit the 10-minute mark. So the question at this point is, should I continue to talk to make the video even longer? Because we do know that the 10-minute mark is what they call the advertising, I don't know what they call it. It's basically the golden number. I don't know where that number comes from. I don't know who came up with that number. And I'm just trusting the data that's out there. Because anyone could write, I could write an article and say that 5 minutes is the golden mark, or 15 minutes is, but, that's kind of become the standard, and it's generally known that a 10-minute video will get a higher advertising rate and more views. Now, is that true? I really have no idea. Like I said, I only have one video that's above 10 minutes, and it did quite poorly. So will this video do quite poorly? I do not know. Yeah. And as I said, I don't know. I'm repeating myself at this point, I think. I don't know really what else to say. I did say that I do think that this does, in a way, in the same way that you can, it's just my opinion, you do stifle creativity a bit. Now, on the other hand, we have seen the growth of more interesting channels, would I say? Anything and everything's interesting. More educative channels. You have a lot of, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but there's plenty out there. And I would say it's thanks to a lot of additional income sources that a lot of people on YouTube are starting to use. So rather than relying on what many of you think of, or maybe whoever's viewing this right now maybe doesn't even care what I'm talking about. But instead of relying on these hidden algorithms or all of this, they'll rely on services such as Patreon and other income to do what they're doing. So they're no longer reliant on making a video that meets some artificial requirements. No, they're then building content for their viewers. And it's not necessarily directly for their viewers, it's for what their viewers enjoy to watch. So it might be content that they enjoy to make for themselves, but it coincides with what viewers are willing to pay for. So you'll get a lot of educative content, a lot of science content that is very well made. And you'll notice that the view counts, although high, would in no way pay or sustain for this content. But the reason that it's being made is because of these additional revenue sources that have been created over the past years. Now, I haven't said this here, but I haven't pushed that yet, and I don't plan to do anything like that at this point, because I consider that this channel is very small, and I believe that any channel at whatever level it is, especially at the early stage, needs to make sure that its viewers enjoy what it is watching before it can start to aim to try to become sustainable in that respect. It would be a bit ridiculous, I think, for example, for this channel to say, hey, I want to get money to do whatever crazy build or experiment I want to do. But once established, let's say that I'm creating content to teach you, more about the world of technology, because I can and probably will do that in the future. I mean, not the asking money for, who knows about that, but I mean creating the educative content. And that would be something interesting. And what I'm attempting to do with this channel is not to create a one-stop, this is a one-face, 100% jokes, 100% education, but more of something varied, something that's entertaining to watch, something that you can come back to and be like, this is not what I expected, but I like it. And that's kind of what I'm doing with this video now. It's something very, very different than what I have done. And like I said, to be honest, it's not something that I plan to do, because very seldom do I myself sit around to watch for somebody talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And that said, because I don't do that myself, and it's not something that I particularly, I won't say that I don't enjoy it, but very seldom do I find somebody's video that is over, I would say even 5 minutes to 10 minutes long, that I will sit around and watch. And that's just because that's the type of media that, that for me doesn't attract me. But, that being said, it's not to criticize that, because at this point, I've found that the blab and talk does take some technique. And for those out there that are doing that every day, well, I respect that. It's just not the content that I'm seeking to generally put out there. I like the little skits, I like the little entertainment, and yes. Now, I hope that I haven't been rambling on too long, because of course I have been, and that's the whole point of this. And part of the point is that I hope that I haven't been repeating myself too much, and that I've added some thought into this, into whatever you call it, into the internet, or into your minds. And we will see what happens with this video. And for anybody watching, I really recommend you browse this channel and you browse other channels, as there's a lot of content on YouTube, and of course there's a lot of junk on YouTube. It's up for you to debate what the quality of my videos are, and I do highly recommend that if you have a criticism, you voice it, because I read the comments here. If you enjoy this channel, you voice it. If you like a video, you click like. If you dislike a video, you click dislike. It's not gonna hurt me if you dislike. All it's gonna tell me is that, okay, somebody disliked this video. If I get a video, for example, this one, that I wake up tomorrow and it gets 1,000 dislikes, which is unlikely because I don't think I'm gonna get 1,000 views. It's a good idea to do that, and I think that anyone who is creating content on YouTube or anywhere needs to be able to see what criticism there is. Of course, it all depends on why you're creating content. If it's just your own little project that you're doing yourself and you really don't care what anyone has to think about it, good for you. But I think for a lot of content creators, they really need to take what their viewers are saying into, because of course you cater content to the viewer in one way, but it's also a method on how to communicate with viewers out on the web. And it's just a new form of communication. At this point, who knows? It's not even new. It's been out for, what, a decade or more. It's just a form of communication in where one person will voice their opinion, one person will create their content, will create their vision, and you have direct response from the viewer. And I know I'm going to get comments. I don't know what they will be. And I know this video is very, very different than anything that I have created at all on this channel. So with that, I think this video is coming to an end. I've beat my time by about an extra 10 minutes. It is, as I said, it's very difficult to ramble on, but it seems that I have been able to do it. And you can take this video as a criticism. You can take this video as a whatever you want to take it as And it's just, for me, it's just a curiosity to see how a video of me rambling on does compared to, for example, my last video of me explaining how to move your taxes abroad. That video has about 100 views at this point, and I will definitely be curious to see if in 2 days or 3 days or whatever it is, how many views this video gets. And afterwards, I'll tell you guys if I see any difference. Of course, I'm not gonna put out another, at least I hope not, I'm not gonna put out another 20-minute, 25-minute, whatever length it is, video unedited of me rambling on. It just to see if and how a video of this length, what effect it has and where it will go. And yeah, I'll report back on that. But it's not something that I want to make a regular thing. It's just to see. Oh, if I burped, whatever. Just to see, yeah, and of course I said unedited. Just to see what happens and where it goes. So yeah, just leave your comments, leave your likes, leave your dislikes. And I think I will call it at that. Enjoy your mornings, your days, your nights, whatever you might be doing, just whatever. Leave a comment in the comment section. And yeah, for me, I'm going to say good night. And wherever you are in the world, just enjoy. And that'll be it. See you in the next video.